At the beginning of Stoicism, Zeno, our philosophy's founder, was called to a meeting with the king of Macedon, Antigonus. This meeting would be with a man who could greatly change the trajectory of Zeno's life. He could heap Zeno with wealth and treasure, or he could imprison him and send him for execution. With stakes this high, it makes sense to be a little nervous before the meeting. Zeno would need to make a good first impression, or else he'd end up in the gallows. This is the lion's den that Zeno found himself walking into. And yet he walked in with no shaky hands, no elevated heart rate.
Calm as Hindu cow.
He did not care what happened to him, because he wasn't worried what Antigonus would do. His focus was on something else. We've all had a big meeting that we were nervous for, hoping that it would go in our favor. We've all wanted a beautiful relationship to blossom with that specific person, a job offer to come after that interview, a deal to close. But because we want it to go in our favor, we get nervous, hoping we'll be received properly. We drop the ball. Realistically, we have two ways we can prevent this from happening. One method to keep your cool and not care about the outcome is to switch from scarcity into abundance. What I mean by this is to get the ball rolling so you have a lot of momentum and then you don't care so much if one specific thing works out. This is the law of the universe. It's momentum, it's abundance, it comes down to deal flow. There's a quote in the Bible that says, "To those who have everything, more will be given. For those who have nothing, even that will be taken." It's kind of toxic, but if you want to get a girlfriend who respects you, generally you should go out and meet a lot of girls, date a lot, so that when you meet the one that's wifey, you don't even notice it. You only realize it down the road. When you're trying to get more business, you prospect every day. You get calls going, and just keep the funnel full so that one deal doesn't hold so much importance for you. If this particular thing doesn't work out, you have a bunch more prospects waiting on the line to speak with you. When you have a lot on your plate, when you're living in abundance, you don't put too much importance on things because you don't have time to. This way is very effective, but again, it can also be toxic. I've tried to find my way around this in the dating market, but this seems to be how it goes if we're being honest. Momentum breeds confidence, which breeds indifference and independence from outcome. And the universe loves dedicated action without a focus on the outcome. But Zeno didn't have this option. He didn't have a bunch of meetings with kings lined up that he could focus on. Zeno had this one meeting with this one king, and his life hung in the balance. Truly everything was on the line here for him, and yet he didn't feel anxious or worried in the slightest about what the king thought of him. Why not? The reason Zeno wasn't concerned with the outcome was because although the king had power in the technical sense, he had no power over the things that Zeno valued. Zeno had studied what made a man good and what made a man bad. A good man only cared about things that are in his control. As long as he is living virtuously, he only places importance on that. It makes no difference to him what someone who doesn't know right from wrong thinks of him. Why would it? If you focus on acting rightly, justly, and you only worry about those things within your realm of control, you don't care what people think of you. Even if it meant losing his life, Zeno's focus was on acting rightly. When you have something as important as behaving as a proper human being to focus on, how could you care what others think of you?